what it's like when all of the world is filled with light. Now do you have that in your sight? Spread it around. Spread it around. Spread it around, do. Spread it around. Have you felt joy in your days? Even though you've had your share of pain, but just hoarding all that joy again. Spread it around. Spread it around. Spread it around, do. Spread it around. Belly ever been full? Have you fed your family too? Does the table have just a little more room? Spread it around. Spread it around. Spread it around, do. Spread it around. Blanket soft and warm. Does the roof above your head keep out the storms? Can you save someone else from being cold? Spread it around. Spread it around. Spread it around, do. Spread it around. True about love, it'll die if it's covered up. It's got to be all given away, so we can all feel the heat of its ray. What it's like when all of the world is filled with light. Now do you have that in your sight? Spread it around. Spread it around. Spread it around, do. Spread it around. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it. It's really, really great to be here. I want to say a big thanks to my friend Tom for letting me come and play in his place. And I had to come anyway just to buy records, so it's nice to have something to do while I'm here. Yeah, no. Before my divorce, I'd come home with like stacks of records instead of money from these tours. Before my divorce. Well, money can't buy back that 64 Falcon. You sold it in your 20s and regretted it was gone, 'cause you thought it contained some meaning or some answers to a life that you never bothered to question. Even take a good close look at it. And it broke your heart to see how it had been so important, from the feeling of the stirring to the rubber on the road. Now it's grown to unrealistic proportions in your mind. Yes, and now you're in your 50s. Why can't you forget how the chrome bumper shined in the sun? You could just go back, even for a minute. You could forget how you don't even know what it was that you lost. Why you always feel so empty in spite of all you have? Were those feelings you remember even real? And were they honestly about some junky old Falcon or any other thing that you could own? Yes, and now it's all so stale, and you feel so very old, like you've taken all your chances and tossed them all aside for some stupid piece of metal. It's shiny bits of trash that line the stolen nest of a greedy neighborhood crow. So you drive back to your hometown to visit with your past, but nothing looks the same anymore. And you can see all that you squandered when you were shining all that chrome. You were handed all you needed without cost. You're too blind to see it, and you took it all for granted, and now you want to complain. Oh, tell me just what it was that you lost. Now you start to panic, and your gas is running low, and you need to find some meaning before you're stranded on the road. When the engine finally dies and there's soybean field at dusk, you just sit and watch the sunset turn the entire sky to rust. Turn the entire sky to rust. Turn the entire sky to rust. That's called The Last of the Better Days Ahead. I'm going to do a folk song. You Are the Folks. Seems appropriate. And I feel like I wouldn't want to play a show without sprinkling in these old songs that I love. This is called Gambler's Blues, or St. James Infirmary Blues. There was recently published a 404-page book about it. I don't remember anything from the book, but I did read it, I think. It's more about me than I highly recommend it. I'm just not good at remembering anything. So. But the point of the book was that the guy that wrote the book didn't know who wrote the song either. So, but it said that on the back. At the corner of the square, serving them drinks as usual, Lord. The usual crowd was there. My left stood Big Joe McKennedy, and his eyes was blood-side red. He turned to the crowd around him, and these are the very words he said. I saw my baby there, stretched out on a long white table, so sweet, so cold, so fair. Let her go, God bless her, wherever she may be. Search this wide world over now, Lord, never find another loving man like me. watch chain, my friends know I died standing pat. I want 6 crap shooters for pallbearers. I want the Costco to sing me a song. Put a jazz band on my horse wagon now, playing slow as I roll along. Roll out your time carriage, roll out your double-seated hack. Well, 12 men are going to the graveyard today. There's only gonna be 11 coming back. Yes, and now that I told my story, won't you line me up another shot of booze? Tell them to ask you, you tell them I got them gambler's blues. Let her go, God bless her, wherever she may be. She can search this wide world over night long, and she'll never find another sweet loving man like me. Thank you, everybody. Folk songs bring a little levity into my usual songs that I write, so nice to have something happy like that before I play what I'm about to play for you guys. Part of town, you know, they all made out of dirt. There ain't any street lights out here when I get up to go to work. Now the road grader comes once in a while to fill in all the holes and leave a ridge of gravel that'll trip me as I go. Sidewalks out here, just ditches into yards, and folks get kind of upset when you're walking through their lawn. So I keep it on the roadway, try to move along. If they see me as they're driving, they'll always blow their horns. Yes, in the house in this part of town, you know, they all look the same. In the graying of the twilight, I can't recall a single name of any of my neighbors, or the faces of their kids, only the kind of cars that they drive, and if their dogs are tied. Walking in these shoes isn't as easy as you'd like, dodging all these bricks that are breaking all my lights. We all have to struggle, we'll hold it as our truth. It's about as special for me as it is for you. I'm on the highway overpass and I'm waiting for the bus that'll take me to my job in a downtown office, cleaning up the scraps of paper nonsense that the office workers throw into waste bins full of chewed gum and empty cans of Faygo. Yeah, but I don't know who they are or even how they look. I only know the jokes that they have pinned up in their nook. Yeah, here's one that likes football, and that one that has a pup, and here's one who's real messy, but he never picks it up. Oh, and I clean it all up before they arrive, and I head out to my bus. Maybe Maybe I'll stay downtown today and get a little lunch at the diner near my job if I have some extra cash. But maybe I'm too tired today and I'll go home and crash. Yeah, walking in these shoes isn't as easy as you'd like. Dodging all these bricks that are breaking all my lights. We all have to struggle, we'll hold it as our truth. It's about as special for me as it is for you. Keep all the doors shut to the other rooms in my house that I don't want to heat. No one lives here now but me, and I don't take up very much space, just a front room with my bed and the kitchen and the bath. But I'll make a little supper and I'll watch a little TV. I usually feel too restless to grab a book and read. I eat too many chips and I drink too many beers, and the evening drains away and I fall asleep in my chair. Sometime on a weekend, I think I'll visit a friend. We'll talk about the old times and see how they have been, but it takes so much effort to explain myself again. I'll just wait, see if they visit me instead. Shoes isn't as easy as you'd like. Dodging all these bricks that are breaking all my lights. We all have to struggle, we'll hold it as our truth. It's about as special for me as it is for you. Woke up the next morning before my alarm could go off, and I was fuzzy from the beer and I was too tired to get up. And I tried calling to my boss, but she wouldn't answer her phone. I can't afford to lose this job, so I put some coffee on. And I pulled on the same clothes that I had on the night before. No one ever saw me anyway, it never mattered what I wore. And I locked the door behind me and I started on my walk down my gravel street, downtown to my work. Everybody. That's that terrible thing is called Everyday Opus. I wrote so all the a lot of the songs that I've just been playing is they're newer. They were on the new record that came out last year, and they were written 3 times a piece during the pandemic. I think they all look like short stories when they got written, and then as melodies came along, I went digging through the stories to find the lines that fit the melodies and retain the story. And the original story for that one was about an OCD road grader driver, which I thought was going to be really funny. I was going for comedy, and then it turned out to be so sad that I can't bear it. It's in the book. It's really frightening. So. Down Memphis town where they walking down the streets, mama up and down. Lord, I had my place downtown. Women would come from miles around and say, "Low down, won't dance for down, he said with a smile, shake his can on the wine. Low down, they called him sweetie pie. They called him naughty guy. They called him all the time. He said, well, I'm never gonna see my home again. Never gonna see my home again. Never gonna see my home again. I'm never gonna see my home again. Low down, he liked to dress up fine. He wore a suit and tie, mama, all the time. Low down, liked his shoes shine right every night when he'd get tight. Low down, he drank pints of wine. He drank whiskey straight, mama, all the time. Low down, he woke up at noon. He walked off to swoon. He hit the saloon. He said, Lord, I'm never gonna see my home again. Never gonna see my home again. Never gonna see my home again. I'm never gonna see my home again. Had the big mag wheels, had a bad main seal. Low down took that car for a ride. Threw a pistol inside, found a place to hide. Low down, he was a gambling man. Cards in his right hand and his gun in his lap. Low down took his friend's money away. Took that 88 and took the King's Highway. He said, I'm never gonna see my home again. Never gonna see my home again. Never gonna see my home again. I'm never gonna see my home again. No. Memphis town, he was dead on the ground. Low down, had no family, had no used to be, had no baby street. Low down, had no old time hack and a Cadillac, nobody dressed in black. Low down, the bed is body now, down in Memphis town, there was no one around saying, I'm never gonna see my home again. Never gonna see my home again. Never gonna see my home again. I'm never gonna see my home again. No. Everybody. Thank you. I'll do another folk song, I guess. Lighten the mood. This one I think is about alcoholism. I got a letter from my home. Oh, most of my friends didn't gone. It make you worry, oh, make you wonder about time to come. My own mother said to me, you're so young and foolish, child, you can't see that I ain't got no mother. My sister and my brother had turned their backs on me. She used to fall on her knees and pray. These are the very words she'd say, change, rearrange and stop your low down ways. I've been a liar and a cheater too. I spent all my money on booze and you. Now I ain't got no money. All my friends had turned their backs on me. When I was young and feeling blue, all these pretty women, Lord, they'd see me through. Now this whole nightlife, this old sporting life is killing me. believe I'll get married, Lord, and settle down this old nightlife, this old sporting life, this old nightlife, this old sporting life, this old nightlife. Well, this old sporting life is killing me. Thank you all. Got the sporting life for you. I appreciate that, you guys. You see, these old ladies coming in here to buy the cheap wine. They ain't no better, they ain't no better than these bums coming in here to buy the cheap wine. I'm leaning against the counter on a gloomy day. Snowfall through the sidewalks and the entryway for all the old folks. Bums and the hustlers and the rude kids. I can't stand the sight of any of them. I wish I could sell this place. I wish I could buy a boat and sail away. These old ladies coming in here to buy the cheap wine. They ain't no better, they ain't no better than these bums coming in here to buy the cheap wine. And I know I ain't got it so bad, I can go home at night. Sometimes I quit drinking when I want, and there ain't nobody here to bother me. There ain't no one here to bother me. I keep the store open past curfew some nights so I don't have to go home. You see all these old ladies coming in here to buy the cheap wine. They ain't no better, they ain't no better than these bums coming in here to buy the cheap wine. I never meant to do anything wrong or do any harm, but I framed that kid and he wasn't so bright, and he wasn't so bright. He was just drunk all the time. Anyway, they killed him, not me. I've got a business here to run. I've got property here. He had nothing. You see all these old ladies coming in here to buy the cheap wine. They ain't no better, they ain't no better than these poor bums coming in here to buy the same. I'm better than all this, and that crazy derelict, he can go to hell. I'm better than this, and I make my own way. Sometimes I'll open the store an hour before daybreak to put all the labels facing out. I'm so tired of these labels. Why don't they say it? It's cheap wine. Do you see these old ladies coming in here to buy them? They ain't no better, they ain't no better than these poor bums. I'm leaning against the counter on a gloomy day. Snowfall clear the sidewalks and the entryway.
Oh, thank you. I will now tune into the less depressing tuning and get those type songs out of the way early in the set, so we don't have to leave with that on our minds. I've been having such a nice time on this trip. I was it's short, but it's coming to some of my favorite places, like this place. And I got to stop in Cleveland last night at one of my favorite venues, and it was great. I had a really good cup of coffee this morning, and I got a blueberry muffin. It was the right size blueberry muffin for once. All the places you get a blueberry muffin, and they're huge. They're giant blueberry muffins. I can't possibly eat the whole thing. And then you can't leave it, though, because then it just turns into, it's not good. You're driving, it sits on the dashboard, and then it's hard as a rock like the next day, and you can't finish it. So this morning in Cleveland, I got the perfect size, like just smaller than my fist size blueberry muffin. I was really happy with that. I know it's probably, I mean, if we want to talk, we could talk about it later if you want to, but I was very excited about it. And leaving Cleveland at a nice time, so I didn't get a lot of aggressive trafficking. And that's important to me. I'm a very slow driver, and aggressive traffic is not that much fun. They hate me is what the problem is. I drive too slow, and they even if they have a lane to pass me, and they come up behind me and sit there for a minute and menace me. So. But my van has this terrible thing that I started watching, and it's the real-time miles per gallon gauge. If you watch that, then you just go really slow because like, ooh, hey, I'm getting like 31 miles to the gallon, and you're going like 40. So, anyway, we can also talk about that later. Down to this, remember me if I forget. When I was young, we looked after our folks. Remember me if I forget. Now is it too much to ask to repay what you owe? Remember me if I forget. When our grandparents told us we'd reap just what we sowed. Remember me if I forget. After our folks, remember me if I forget. Yeah, but now we're in the way, we're both too young or too old. Remember me if I forget. And our story is long, but you only hear what you want. Remember me if I forget. I work for my living, I didn't follow my dreams. Remember me if I forget. I lived my whole life for it to come down to this. Remember me if I forget. When I was young, we looked after our folks. Remember me if I forget.
Now is it too much to ask to repay what you owe? Remember me if I forget. And our grandparents told us we'd reap just what we sowed. My whole life for it to come down to this. Remember me if I forget. My eyesight is sharp, but I don't know your face. Remember me if I forget. Remember me if I forget. I gave all of my money to the government. I don't know quite how I got spent, but the bank is coming for my deed. Man at the mill can't see to let me get my feed for free, but ain't that the way it is? Yeah, I cut out down the gravel road and I traded my stocks for a B84. Dad's 410 on the floorboards and the titles rolled down to me. And that gasoline ain't free. Well, this clutch is wearing out my knee. It ain't that the way it is? Mother and I met a Paul, but a brother told me bust my jaw if I talked to his sister again. Told me I wouldn't win, now there is blood running out of my chin, and ain't that the way it is? I spent all night on the bottom floor. This morning my head was sore, pockets empty, but I want some more. The ball man got that car. Tabs worth more by far, and I would leave it down at the bar and say, ain't that the way it is? Back home and I got a job on a family farm. At times are hard and I can't roll, and I ain't got nothing more. And I owe the company store, but the road is looking good for sure. And ain't that the way it is? Well, I worked all summer, couldn't save a cent. I gave all of my money to the government, and I don't know quite how I got spent, but the bank is coming for my deed. Man at the mill can't see to let me get my feed for free. It ain't that the way it is?
Y'all. Appreciate that. That's for my dad. I discovered a place on the internet where you can buy flannel shirts. And the it's like some woman who lives somewhere, I don't even know where it is. You just send her some money, or over the internet on the PayPal or whatever, and she just sends you some random flannel shirts. You pick what size, obviously, but nothing else is up to you. This is one of them. Yeah, thank you. and it's some of them are, they had a little tatty, and some of them have like stains on them and stuff. Not bad stains, like paint, like good stains. Stains that make some people think like you might be handy, or that you own like a fountain pen or something cool like that. So I have enough flannel shirts, but I just recently sent her another $20. I'm just getting excited to see what I get. And this is not very good promotion, but I forgot the name of her website. It's just it's saved in the computer in the house that I live in. So I go to it every once in a while and I poke in the saved thing and I put anyway. I can tell you about that later too if you
Take a look at their big house, bigger than they really needed. He got the dualies on his pickup when the dealer gave him a choice. Now he's lost his job on the build site. He's struggling to feed his boys, and the red cedar grows, red cedar flows long after you're gone. It's outlasting you, outlasting you, outlasting you. And his wife was his high school girl, and they never left this town. And it booms and busts and it heaves and rusts, but they can't bear to go. Now they couldn't go if they wanted to. There ain't no work anywhere anymore. And the red cedar grows, red cedar flows long after you're gone. It's outlasting you, outlasting you, outlasting you. She's been serving food down at Bud's, but he can't stand to see her working down there. All the desperate men sit and drink, stare a little too long at her legs. And he sits home with the kids at night, hiding the worry on his face. And the red cedar grows, red cedar flows long after you're gone. It's outlasting you, outlasting you, outlasting you. And the kids are getting bigger. They can't play outside like it used to be, you know. Exactly what's lurking out there. You can see it on the news every night. And the village that it takes to raise our kids is afraid to come outside. And the red cedar grows, red cedar flows long after you're gone. It's outlasting you, outlasting you, outlasting you. Tuesday afternoons are the hardest, when time seems to stand still, and they've piled up quite a few of them. 20 years with not quite 3 o'clock, and time moves as fast as it ever did. There ain't nothing you can do to slow it down. And the red cedar flows long after you're gone. It's outlasting you, outlasting you, outlasting you.
everybody.
How do you know that I don't have a soul? How can you look me in the eye and tell me no when a soul is a soul is a soul is a soul? Ever since I was just small, I've been tied in the hall, I've been chained out of doors. A soul is a soul is a soul is a soul. Well, you take the bed, lift it up off the floor. Now how do you know that I'm not as good as you are when a soul is a soul is a soul is a soul? I'm only doing what nature demands. Soul is a soul is a soul is a soul. And you have a habit to define your kind, but deny me mine most all of the time. My soul is a soul is a soul is a soul. Kitchen door just to watch it rain, listen to it pour. A soul is a soul is a soul is a soul. Rain down the water that created us both, my old man's soul and this old dog's coat. Soul is a soul is a soul is a soul. Soul is a soul is a soul is a soul. Soul is a soul is a soul is a soul.
Thank you, everybody. I'm going to do a song that Blind Lemon Jefferson wrote and recorded in the 20s, and it's one of my favorite songs that he did. It also is a good indication of how to get by the censors, who probably didn't want you talking about drug abuse in the 1920s. So Blind Lemon Jefferson figured it out a way to do it. And here it is.
Somebody tell me where my easy ride gone. Somebody tell me where my easy ride gone. Easy ride women, they always do me wrong. Easy ride, she died on the road. Easy ride, she died on the road. I'm a poor boy here and I ain't got nowhere to go. Train I ride, it don't burn no coal tar. be burning a cannonball. I went to the depot and I set my suitcase down. And I went to the depot and I set my suitcase down. Tears overtaking me and the tears come a-rolling down. I got a gal across town, she does crocheting all the time. I got a gal across town, she crocheting all the time. I said, Mama, you don't stop that crocheting, you're gonna lose your mind. Tell me, Mama, what's the matter now? Tell me, Mama, what's the matter now? You're trying to quit it, but you don't know how. Somebody tell me where my easy rider gone. Somebody tell me where my easy rider gone. Easy ride women, they always do me wrong. Easy ride women, they always do me wrong.
Okay, everybody. Easy Rider Blues.
I was a jailbird with my pack upon my back. Fly from this town, I never would come back. When I go down that funeral road, I'm gonna be dressed up fine, fine, fine. I'm gonna have me a nice new suit and a tie like I never could have afforded when I was alive. Ah, but I ain't dead yet. Let me wear that suit right now. There ain't nobody gonna see how nice I look when I'm locked in a box underneath the ground. Lord, I ain't dead yet. Give me my flowers now. When I go down that funeral road, there's gonna be a big old band. And they're gonna play all my favorite songs, you know, while they plant me in the sand. Lord, I ain't dead yet. Let me hear that music now. There ain't nobody gonna stay out when I'm locked in a box underneath the ground. Lord, I ain't dead yet. Give me my flowers now. Go down that funeral road, everybody's gonna have nice things to say. They're gonna say, ooh, he was a good egg, wasn't he? Even if they didn't really feel that way. Oh, but I ain't dead yet. You can tell me what you think right now. Oh, you can't look me in the eye when I'm locked in a box underneath the ground. Lord, I ain't dead yet. Give me my flowers now. When I go down that funeral road, Lord, there's gonna be flowers everywhere. Yeah, 'cause all my friends are gonna send them to show each other how much they really care. Yeah, but I ain't dead yet. Send me some flowers now. Oh, I sure can't smell them so good. I'm locked in a box underneath the ground. Lord, I ain't dead yet. Give me my flowers now. Lord, I ain't dead yet. No. Give me my flowers now. Oh, I ain't dead yet. Dead yet. Thank you, everybody. This is the last tuning change into the happiest possible tuning. I used to buy my flannel shirts at the Salvation Army. My dad was a big fan of the flannel shirt too. I went to the Salvation Army once when I was about 9 or 10 years old. I rode my bike down there, and a friend of mine and I, we'd go down there at least once or twice a week to dig through the records, because the records were a nickel a piece, and sometimes you could find some really good stuff. And I was in there, and
I saw some flannel shirts, and I thought, oh, they're just my style. They got the sleeves all tore up, you know. Looked like some big giant dude was wearing these guys and just wrecked them. They wanted I think it was a quarter a piece, and they were a little big on me, but I gave her 75 cents, and I took them home. The next morning, I got up and put one on to go to school in, and my mother was home. She usually worked in the morning. She said, "Where'd you get that shirt?" I said, "I got it at the Salvation Army last night after school." And she said, "Yeah, that's where I dropped it off at." "It's your father's." She said, "I took 3 of them down there." I said, "Yeah, I have 3 of them." My dad thought it was so funny that the next time he wore out a shirt, he brought it into my bedroom and said, "Give me a quarter." And I did. It was fun. Says, "Oh, I wish I had a boat." I laughed because he's always broke. I said, "Ed, you can't even afford to float. You can't afford to float. You're drifting away." We got down there near the end, you know, that's where all the sailboats are tied up with the big tall mast bobbing around in the air. Ed says, "Oh, I could sail one of those. You don't even need a key." I said, "Ed, it ain't that easy. And I don't believe that it's that easy, Ed. You drifting away." Said I had no experience in the matter. He proceeded to untie a boat, and then he just jumped right inside. Yes, I followed him in, of course, but I think it was a bad idea, because now we are drifting away from the dock. We're drifting away from the shore, Ed. We're drifting away. He pulls on the tiller, you know, cranks around some levers and tells me to row. I said, "Ed, there ain't any paddles." And someone back on the dock is yelling at us, and he sounds pretty mad. And I begin to regret taking a walk with Ed. Wish I'd stayed at home, Ed, and drifting away. So Ed, he says, "Oh man, let's just beat it then." He jumped over the side of the boat and he started to swim like a fool for the shoreline. Yeah, but I can't swim. I never even learned how. Now I'm just sitting here in this stolen boat wondering what it's gonna feel like to get shot. I bet that's gonna hurt, Ed. Oh, drifting away. Suddenly I'm surrounded by angry people yelling at me through bullhorns. You know what? I didn't even know that the police had a boat. On the way back down to the dock, I saw Ed climbing onto the rocks and hauling ass down the sidewalk. Don't ask me to go walking with you again, Ed. I'm drifting away. Thank you, man. That's a true story. I'm going to do a song. I'm going to dedicate this to the late, great Robert Johnson, who changed my life when I was just a kid. I discovered his records through a long series of records and things out of my dad's record collection that led me to the library. And in the library, they had a Robert Johnson record, the LP, you know, and I of course checked it out and checked it out and checked it out and checked it out.
Carried my baby suitcase to the waiting train. Well, the blues fell down just like rain.
just like rain. Oh, just like rain. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate that. Is everybody okay for a few more songs, or are we getting wore out? Okay. I played a house concert once in the West Coast, and it was just too depressing for the Californians. And I said, you know, I'm trying to be polite. I said, "You want to do a few more songs?" And the lady said, "No." Do not want to do any more of this. And she did. She got up and left. I appreciated the honesty. I really did. I'm gonna play a blues. I'm not really sure where it comes from, so I'm not going to start talking about it because I don't know anything about it. I heard it on a record. A field recording record of prisoners in Louisiana, and they sang it. And then I heard a record much later of Dave Van Ronk playing it on guitar, so I kind of copped his guitar lick for it, and removed some of the lyrics that I didn't understand. So my version of Poor Lazarus.
They found Paulus in between two mountains. And they blowed him down, oh, and they blowed him down, and they blowed him down, Lord. Great God, and they blowed him down. she come running, crying, my only son. Crying, Lord, Lord, crying, my only son. Captain, have you heard? Your man gonna leave you. Captain, have you heard? Your man gonna leave you. Come payday, come payday, come payday. Great God, come payday.
Thank you, everybody.
Are you ready? Are you ready for the year jubilee? Are you ready? Are you ready for what is bound to be? Are you ready to be reunited with your mother and your son? Are you ready? Are you ready for jubilee to come? Yeah, well, you leave behind your desk and go work out on the land. Accept your little paycheck from a farmer's callous hand. You're ready to turn in a key to your mansion and your lot. Share the excess of your wealth and all that you have got. Are you ready? Are you ready for the year jubilee? Are you ready? Are you ready for what is bound to be? Are you ready to be reunited with your mother and your son? Are you ready? Are you ready for jubilee to come? Will you leave behind your friends when you move on to that hill? Gaze down upon them as strangers often will. Are you ready to make decisions that'll surely cost a life? Turn your back on mourners, children and wife. Are you ready? Are you ready for the year jubilee? Are you ready? Are you ready for what is bound to be? Are you ready to be reunited with your mother and your son? Are you ready? Are you ready for jubilee to come? Take your share and share around all the rest. Make sure that none go hungry or have no place to rest. Knock down all the highs and fill in all the lows, and put your pack upon your back at the year jubilee. Are you ready? Are you ready for the year jubilee? Are you ready? Are you ready for what is bound to be? Are you ready to be reunited with your mother and your son? Are you ready? Are you ready for jubilee? Are you ready? Are you ready for Are you ready for jubilee to come? All right, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Tom and Jann. Bob Shop Records, shop here all the time. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I'm happy to play another song if you guys want. I'm not.
I haven't had a job in 22 years. I've been doing stuff like this for that long, and I've never felt comfortable with this part of the show. Yeah, I'll do something else that I did not write. God, I'm all tangled up in myself. So, I didn't bring it along because I worry about it, but my guitar hero is Spider John Kerner. Yes, sir. And he called me up a while back. I was in Duluth at the time. I was mowing my ex-wife's lawn. She rented a house, and her boyfriend didn't want to mow the lawn. Long story. It doesn't. I can fill you in on it if you want later, but anyway, she and I are good friends now. So I said, look, man, I'll mow the lawn. I like mowing lawns. It's kind of funny. It's a amusing way to spend some time. So nobody had mowed the lawn in quite some time. Anyway, it took me a minute. I got back inside, and my phone had a call on it, and it was John. And of course, I called him right back, and he said, hey, I'm not going to play guitar anymore. I just, it's just not working out because I'm kind of forgetting everything about it. So you want my guitar? I said, what? Are you kidding me? I'd never thought anything like that would happen. So of course, I was honored to have it, and I went and we met and we made some videos, just John talking about his career and everything. They're up on YouTube on my friend Kyle Orla's KO Stringworks site. And anyway, this summer then, I put together this weird little Spider John appreciation night in Minneapolis for him, and we showed a film and we played some music for him, and he showed up, and it was great to see him. He's doing fine. He's 80, going to be 85 soon, and still kicking around the West Bank and hanging out at Palmer's. So I appreciate so much, getting to see him play as much as I did ever since the 80s, but also just getting to know him and having his records around. This is a song that he and Willie Murphy put together in the late 60s for a record called Runnin', Jumpin', Standin' Still. And then he recorded it a few more times after that and played it at a lot of live shows. So this is kind of an amalgamation of a few of the ways he did it. Still, I'm riding around like Buffalo Bill. I'm riding around like Buffalo Bill. I'm climbing a hill like Jack and Jill, doing it all on my own free will. When I was born at the age of 3, I fell out of my family tree. Well, I fell out of my family tree and I lost the key to life's mystery, and the rest of my life has been a mystery to me. Bound on a merry-go-round. Well, I'm nowhere bound on a merry-go-round. I'm chasing my tail like a rabbit hound. I keep clowning around till they lay me down. I decide my time by throwing a dart blindfolded at a sailing chart. Yes, I throw a dart at a chart. I get on my electrical car, take a pogo stick if the car don't start. Floating around like a leaf in a breeze. Floating around like a leaf in a breeze. Yes, that's true, I do agree. That's the way I like it to be. And I got a movie star for a house pet. I'm a major threat to the jet set. And I'm a major threat to the jet set. I catch $1,000 bill in the butterfly net. Oh, yes, and no regret. Talk to a love machine, I got a jumping bean for a go-between. I
got a jumping bean for a go between. I'm trying to meet a woman that I ain't never seen. I'm gonna ask her, where in the world have you been? Well, I'm running, jumping, standing still. I'm riding around like Buffalo Bill. Riding around like Buffalo Bill, and one of these days I'm gonna get killed, not before I had my fill. John Kerner. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate being here tonight. Thank you, everyone, for coming. I hope I get to come back again sometime. Thank you all.